The point of music should make you feel. Like that at the end of the day, most fundamentally, it should make you feel something. It should be a voice that brings people together, that, you know, connects and resonates with people.
I just have fun, like, you know, watching a song come together and come to life, and then watching people's reactions to it, you know what I mean, and seeing them live with it. And it wasn't about, like, you know, oh, I finally figured this out, as much as it was like, you know, just that constant process of just being in love with it.
I don't just make music to craft. I really like put myself in a memory or an emotional place.
That's tough,
or
man.
Another person's place, and that's emotionally exhausting.
Art support.
I'm a bit of a workaholic sometimes. I don't know what to do with myself besides work, but luckily I love my work. You know, it's a labor of love. And the pandemic gave me a chance to just work. I have a studio in my home, and you know, it was over the course of 3 years though. The album was almost ready to come out before the pandemic, and then it hits, and I'm like, well, I'm here, I might as well just keep working.
Yeah.
So myself, if I ever, you know, crack this door open, then, you know what I'm saying, I'm for sure finna, you know what I'm saying, like, keep that open and try to bring the soil with me. I was just in the bed for a week recording, and me and All Black did like a whole EP in one night. You know, we caught a vibe, and me and him like feeding off each other's energies and just being inspired. But that's just like, I think that's crucial, is trying to, like, you know, always bring the culture with you and shine a light, you know, on that, like, whether it's me bringing Nefta Farrell on tour or Marty, you know what I'm saying? Like, always reminding people, you know, where this came from.
Listen, it's, if you feel like saying something, then say it. And that, when you're an artist, like, you're vulnerable. You know, you're putting this out there. This is like more than just a day job.
Yeah, right.
This is your whole existence. And, you know, if people don't like it, you know what I mean? If they boo you off stage, if they write a bad review, that's not a bad day at the office. That's a whole existential crisis. That's like, God, am I even, like, good at this? Like, and you just, you know, so that, like, that in the back of your mind, just hoping people, you know, like it, like respond to it. You know, it's like, that'll always be there anytime you put out something new, because until you know, you don't know. You know, you don't know how they're gonna react. So I was saying how friends kind of help you understand what you're making sometimes, because they can look at it from the outside looking in. I just have fun, like, you know, watching a song come together and come to life, and then watching people's reactions to it, you know what I mean, and seeing them live with it. And it wasn't about, like, you know, oh, I finally figured this out, as much as it was like, you know, just that constant process of just being in love with it.
The lesson was just to, like, you know, improvise and innovate and find new ways to express yourself, and, you know, challenge yourself, and just step outside of the usual, step outside of the norm, and break the cycle, and just try new things. I think that was the biggest thing, is, like, I was so caught in the cycle of constantly working that as soon as the world kind of stopped, I was like, oh, I have a chance to do something new for once. Try something new.
I think a lot of successful people, like, you know, you have to, like, go through those times of, like, being counted out or doubted or not believed in, or, you know, going against the grain. And it makes you that much stronger, man. Like, I'm forever grateful I didn't get signed. The first thing I think of is not, you know, like, monetary or even, like, you know, quantifiable, like, commercial success at this point or something like that. It's contribution. It's like, it's you know, having something to say and contribute and impact and do and help, or, like, shift, or, you know what I mean? So it's like, it's having purpose, I guess.
You know, the best artists who make the best music are the most vulnerable.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Music, like, especially rap, a lot of it, you know, can be this, like, invincible, cool guy, like, macho, like, you know, I get every girl I want, I'm the most popping, I buy whatever I want, whatever.
Right.
But, like, at the same time, if you can be that and you could be vulnerable, and you could really tap in with, like, you know, you connect with human beings here.
Yeah.
And it comes from here, that's where you relate a little bit deeper.
Music can be a healing agent for the person who writes it and the person who experiences it, listens to it, you know, and identifies with it. And, you know, me sharing that story so publicly, like, in a song, was healing for me in a sense. And I've heard from, you know, countless fans who, you know, have identified with the song, and it's, you know, it's helped them, like, get through. But I definitely think that pain and trauma and, you know, like struggle, like these things can be motivating driving forces, you know, for people, as long as you channel it into, you know, something productive.
I don't just like just make music to craft. I really like put myself in a memory or an emotional place.
That's tough,
or
man.
Another person's place, and that's emotionally exhausting. Do nothing but love greatness, you know, and just appreciate that it exists. It exists. It inspires us. It moves us. It makes us feel something. You know what I mean? That's
Yes.
the point of music should make you feel. Like that at the end of the day, most fundamentally, it should make you feel something. It should be a voice that brings people together, that, you know, connects and resonates with people.
Confidence is essential. Confidence is not arrogance. Confidence is believing in yourself. And, you know, to take the risks we take, you know, to reinvest everything over and over and over again, and to roll the dice again and again, and, you know, to push for something that you want this bad. It takes confidence in that. So the confidence is crucial, but awareness is also very crucial. Just self-awareness and just staying humble and just, you know, always knowing that, hey, there's always a bigger fish. Period. And you always, you know, have further you can go.
In that moment, it was either like, you know, I could quit right now. And a part of me, you know, considered it, because it was just like, well, damn, if this really isn't going to work, I got to consider something. What am I going to do for myself in my life? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I just never fell out of love with it. And I think that's what, you know, what has been the key the whole time, because it's like, if you love what you fucking do, and you know, that's why you do it, and you're passionate, then you're going to do it all the time regardless. You're not doing it just for a fucking check or something like that. You know what I mean? You validate yourself. Anything you do a lot, you get better at naturally, you know, and if you get better at something by doing it every single day, you know, you increase your chances of, you know, somebody seeing it or
It's science.
reaching the world. Yeah, it's literally,
yeah.
you know, so I just kept going, and I carried that chip on my shoulder and let it motivate me. Worked harder. Like, just put my head down and worked harder.
I think you get overwhelmed when you like zoom out and you look at how big the mountain is. Like, you're like, well, I don't know how I'm gonna get way up there. I'm right here, you know. And that'll stress you out, because if you think about how far you have to go or what else is out there or whatever, it's like, but as long as you just one step at a time and just one day at a time and one song at a time, one album at a time, one tour at a time, you know, all that's manageable.
Keep your head on straight. You
Yeah.
know, there's a lot of distractions. You know, not to depend on anything, any substance,
Yes.
any, you know, whatever you need to get you through it, to get you there, you know, because, you know, that stuff can, you know, turn you around, and all of a sudden, you know, you ended up here and you're leaning on it a little too heavily.
Yeah.
So, you know, maintaining that, like, that sense of self, and that's looking in the mirror and checking yourself and keeping the right people around you, you know, and just always being mindful.